Okay, folks, welcome back to another episode of Wrenching with Rob. I guess I just don't get along with GoPros very well because I've tried this a couple of times, but as you can see, or if you don't know already, we're underneath the old 73 CJ-5, and we actually got it running, as you probably saw in some previous episodes. And when I parked it, it was very evident that it wasn't driveway trained very well. And that it is, as you can see by the angriness underneath this rear differential, that it appears the old pinion seal here is very, very angry and leaking profusely. So I'm, excuse me, I'm going under the impression that the owner probably doesn't possess the proper tools and lift and all that happiness to do this on his own. And might as well address it before it runs out of oil and destroys what remains of the rear end here. Even though it's very old and worn out, I'd like to salvage it as much as possible. So that's the plan today. We're going to take off the rear drive shaft U-bolts here and try and put it out of the way somewhere where it won't kill me and fall and smash me in the head. And then we'll take off the impossible nut and pull off the yoke. Hopefully that will expose the pinion seal here, and we can attempt to remove it without destroying everything that is life, and then try to find another one somewhere on a holiday and then smash it back in there without damaging it, and put the impossible nut back on and torque it to some ungodly amount, and hopefully put it all back together and have it not leak. So sounds like a lot of fun. So I guess I'll take a swig of my Diet Mountain Dew here, and we'll get on with it. Wow, just about smashed my head into something sharp. That's never happened before. So, when in doubt, you can usually look at something like that and say, I know exactly what size that is. And if you do that and you grab exactly what size you think it is, chances are you're going to grab the wrong one. So if you grab two of them, it's called an insurance policy if you grab both sizes. I think that's a ½ inch, but knowing my uncalibrated eye, probably be the wrong sizes. So anyway, we'll try it. Oh, look at that. I think I guessed right. So look at that. One that came loose. Hopefully we speed this process up a little bit, because this is going to take a while. So I'm sure everybody's seen how to remove 4 nuts. We'll bring it back in a minute when we get this U-bolt mess out of the way and the drive shaft kind of stowed where it won't smash me, and then we'll get into the other angriness. Okay, so drive shaft's out of the way. I got it wired up here with some 40 thousandths or 44 thousandths block wire or safety wire, depends on what part of aviation you grew up with, or baler twine if you grew up on, or baler wire if you grew up on a farm. Because all of my 10 billion bungee cords have all run away. I guess as soon as I need them, they get scared and they go hide somewhere. And they only come out when I don't need them. I'm sure everyone here can probably relate to that. But the next part is us. I'm going to pick you up here and bring you around. Hopefully the glare isn't awful, but let's get some light on this. So we're going to take that biggie nut off of there and then pull the yoke. That my trouble light there, and trust me, it is all trouble. We're going to pull that off and clean all that yuck out of there, and then try and pull the yoke off. So that should be very uncooperative, as most of these things are. Let's put that back up there. Anyway, you get the picture. We'll get set up. Okay, so this is going to be attempt number 1 to remove this. I got the old anti-eye death protectors on, and you'll see I've got a non-impact and I'm using an impact, so I can't get a thick-walled impact socket in there, and so we're going to go with this. Going to make some racket, so probably better turn the impact wrench the right way. It probably won't have enough balls to get it out of there, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get lucky. Might be either slipping on there. Oh, look at that. It's actually coming off. We might just win. Maybe we'll win before the compressor comes on. Look at that. Nice win. Now let's pull all this stuff apart before the compressor kicks on. I'm going to sweep up the yuck on the floor so I don't track all this angriness in the house and really make the wife mad. So again, well, I'll bring you back. So we got our beater back. Swept up the floor a little bit. Of course, all I got to do is that. So we're going to try and mash this. Oh, I scared it into submission. That's exactly what's supposed to happen, I believe. On some of them, they do not do that. So, whoa. That could be a lot better. It's not catching my fingernail though, so I think we're going to go with it. So the next thing I need to do is smash out the seal. And I'm going to try and do that with a, I'm going to clean some junk off there, get it some stuff to clean it with. And then we'll take a smasher and a wedger, my terms, like a chisel or something like that. Probably the closest object to you, meaning like a screwdriver. Preferably an old one, not one that's brand new. Because we all know we're not supposed to be using screwdrivers as pry bars or chisels or alignment devices. So I'm going to run over here to the box, get a pick and a couple of things, and then we'll clean that off. And I won't bore you with all that crap. So we did a little bit of cleaning. There isn't a lip for me to grab on this one. It looks like it's a one that fits flush on the outside. So I'm going to attempt, I don't have one of those super fancy hook things that you just grab in there and just grab it with. So I'm just gonna do the bad here, and I'm just gonna try and mash it out of there somehow. Look at all that yuck. That's the last thing we want to put in there. But hopefully we don't knock it off the jack. Oh, scary. We're going to use a beater. Remember, don't do this at home. Well, she is not moving. She's not very happy. Maybe we need a bigger beater. Oh, you see the crap just fly and hit me in the... Oh, look at that. It's starting to go. That's why you wear safety glasses. If I could play that back in slow-mo, I would. And then you can see all the yuck that just hit me in the face. But she's out. Now, I get to pause you again while I attempt to go get another one and clean all that yuck up. So, yep, she smells like gear oil now. Wow, win. Sort of. Look at that. Evil stuff in there. Do I got it all over my face? I feel like it. Hopefully your hair's crazy too. Anyway, yeah, I'm a bad one. Alright, so we're back. Went to the parts store. And if this thing's recording, somebody can tell me. Every time I turn the thing on, the GoPro Hero 4, I guess it is, I have to turn it back off and reset the SD card. I don't know if it's, I just don't speak the language very well, or I suck at this. I'm probably going to go with the latter. But anyway, I have trouble. We went to the store and I tried shooting this once before, and of course the card got angry. But anyway, we got a seal. So here's the seal. We got a new one, and it looks a lot happier than the other one. And we're going to we put a little bit of grease in through this area here where the yoke sealing surface is, and then I put just a little bit of silicone on the outside of that, or where that seals inside the rear end here. So I'm going to lightly beat this one in. Lightly is the key here, because we'd rather not distort it. And the fun part about this is just getting the damn thing started. And look at that, I put the silicone on the wrong part of it, so this may not even work. So like I said, the hard part is getting this damn thing to start. So we may have to get a big old socket on this monster. I'm going to do that. Try this big socket on here, see if he fits. Nope, he's not gonna fit. So let's try something different. We'll try the old FWD socket. See if he fits in there. Whoa, look at that. Slick, slick. We'll try to get it started. I'm sure that I will end up doing something very bad here because it is not wanting to go at all. My guess is it's probably the wrong socket or the wrong seal, and this is going to be very, very difficult. Well, it's kind of sort of started. We'll see if we can't work her in with the meter here. Oh, look at that. She's going. Hopefully that wasn't too noisy. Didn't really help much, but it still looks like a seal, and it's not real angry or very angry. Now the fun part of trying to put the yoke back in and put that canut on there some ungodly stupid tight. So we'll spin her around a little bit to try to get it into the seal, like I guess that. And then I think the nut is down here still in the socket. I think the washer's still in there, or maybe it never had one, but it's supposed to have one. Looks like it's in there. Now we'll put this back to stupid tight, and hopefully we'll do it without having the air compressor come back on. We'll get our spin stop here for the yoke. Wow. You never notice that compressor wrenches, no matter what they do, if you don't touch them, they will either tighten themselves or loosen themselves. It's just magic. I don't get it. I don't know how they do that. I think it's built into it. They auto operate themselves like this. So this was all set to the right size, and I took it off. Shouldn't move, right? No, of course not. So this is going to make some racket. Sorry. We'll just go with it. We don't need that noise maker running. Now, I wish me luck that it still turns. Fingers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's niceness. So now we got to put the old U-joint or drive shaft back on there. I'm trying not to step in the yuck that I made. Man, there is some caked in stuff. I should probably clean that out first. I'll bring you back when I clean all that out, because otherwise the U-joint here cap won't fit into the yoke correctly, and then it probably will wobble. But I don't know if this Jeep will ever go fast enough for that anyway. We've kind of neglected some other cleaning up stuff anyway, so I'm not sure cleaning that out is going to really make a whole lot of difference. Actually, being that I got a wrench right here, we'll just do some scraping on that. Wow, look at this. That's what happens when things leak and they collect the mud. So now let me see if I can do this. Well, somewhere is my glasses. We should probably put them back on, because if I don't, something angry will fall on my face, or I will stab myself with this big long piece of wire. Notice how I haven't pulled the caps off. That's extremely lucky there. So now this is where you usually smash your fingers. So hopefully it doesn't fall out of there. I'm going to bring you up here and I'm going to show you something that's kind of important. So let's get the light down on here. Come here, light. So if you look right there where my paw is, that little notch, if you can see it, catches the end of this cap. And you got to have that joker in there, because if you don't, that thing won't set in there right, and then you'll get a super heavy duty wobble out of her. And then the same goes for the other side here too. We'll try to turn them around without jumping out of the hole. I'm trying to do like 4 things at the same time, and I can't even do one. So you see right there, that's the same thing. That little notch is catching the end of that cap. Man, look at all the oil in the bottom of that monster. Oh, yep, we're staying target, Rob. Okay, so I'm gonna set you back down. We'll put the, I'll bet that was wobbly. We'll put the rest of the U-joint back together, get some light on the subject, and then hopefully that ain't gonna work for nothing. Let's see if I can't hook him over here. What do you bet I forget the wire holding this up in here? All right, I don't know. That might be light and what are you doing way over there? We better cut all that out of there, but I'm no good at editing, so this might suck. All right, anyway. So we're getting the U-clips, these little jokers. You want to hold this stuff up in there, because the second you turn around like I was doing, that thing will jump out of there and bop you on the head. Or it'll just come apart and 8 trillion little needle bearings will fall out, and you'll never be able to find them all. You'll be missing one for sure. And if they fell out, chances are it doesn't have any grease on it. So you probably should have replaced them anyway. And this guy's going in there some kind of tight. You can bet that those Canucks won't start for crap. All right. So, lock washer. Look how nice that one moves. The Canuck. And this is the one that should have started easy, man. See? Instant fight. Instantly. Not even turn, maybe a quarter turn. And it's already locking up because there's so much yuck in there. This one went, well, nope, instantly. Let's see if we can even budge those guys. So we'll put the current. Yeah, they're just so, ooh. Maybe I got that guy off a little bit. Maybe he's angry. We'll turn him around and see if he's more cooperative on that way. Look at that. I guess he must have had a little burr in there or something, just enough to make it where it says, I'm not going in there at all. See, this one's doing the same thing. Well, I think he's all right. Better go to the other side first, though, before we get too rambunctious here and don't start them all. And my safety glasses are so clogged up right now, I can't even hardly see. We'll at least get them started, and then I'll bring you back, because this is going to take a while, and I'm sure that anybody watching this knows how to run a wrench and tighten up a nut here. If you don't, you probably shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. Well, hell, I should probably not be doing this kind of stuff either. But I like doing it, so arm in the way there. So whether I know what I'm doing or not, it's kind of fun. Keeps me busy. All right. Well, I'm going to bring you back in a minute when we get it all done. Hey, don't forget to remind me to take that wire out of there. Wow. Let's see if you even lined up. Yeah, good. See you in a minute. Okay, so that was a quick minute for you guys. A little bit longer for me. Oh, I'm sure I just wiped grease all over my head. Got all 4 of the U-clip nuts on there. One of them was very, very angry, and just like I was saying, when you take these things off, sometimes they get a little burr inside there. And yeah, I had one that was starting to cross thread, and luckily I was like, hey, you know, this is fighting a little more than the normal fight that they put up. And sure enough, I'm not looking at it straight, and it was starting to cross thread pretty bad. So I took it back off, flipped it around, tried to line it up the best I could, got super lucky, and it went back on the right way. But they're all in there tight. I pulled the wire out that was over here holding their drive shaft up all the way. There's some pretty good slop in that rear end. I don't know if it's pinion or ring gear or axles or spider gears or what, but it's an old Jeep. It's just kind of a little runabout. It's not a highway destined type thing that is going to be driven long distances in cross country or anything. So the last two things we're going to do is wipe the bottom off of this. And normally if this was leaking or had been leaking and I didn't know anything about it, somebody brought it to me and had them do it, I would top the fluid off. But since I had it apart, as you probably saw in some previous episodes, I know how much is in it. I know how much came out, which wasn't a whole lot. You know, I made a little silver dollar size puddle, not pooled up. So I didn't lose enough to probably really worry about. And plus it's coming up all the way through here anyway. It's not necessarily coming out the bottom. So we're going to wipe it off and then run it around, check it out again and see if it's coming out, still coming out, which I doubt it because it was running down here. It wasn't coming out of the pan gasket. I watched that before. So we got lucky there. But this one's done. Now let's take you around and look at the other ones here. And since we're up in here, you can see how it was really, sorry to be whooping you around like that. So we'll get the troubler light. You can see right there was some pretty good wet on there. It's spraying it around. You know, of course it's all wet through here. And then there's some over here. There's even some up on the old hull muffler there. Let me unwind the light and we'll go to the rest of them here. I still have to put them clamps on those brake lines there. I bent them all up real nice, but I didn't have any clamps. So here is the transfer case one for the rear drive shaft. It doesn't look too bad, but that could mean that there's nothing in the transfer case. I haven't looked at it. The motor, I'm sure, or this is a transmission. Looks like it's pretty wet. Not sure where it's coming from. Rear main, something up in there. Let's go to the front one. Oh, looky there. That one's definitely pouring out. But we're not turning the front drive shaft for now. We might address that one in a later issue. Or it's just the same as the rear one. Take the drive shaft off, pull the nut, pull the yoke, beat the other one out, and then put it back together. Hopefully. One of the next things we're going to do for him is replace all of that mechanism. If anybody's ever had a Jeep, they know that that whole AMC Jeep conglomeration right there absolutely sucks. I guess the bottom of the radiator shroud is broke. See that nice custom new radiator in there? And that's slicker than snot. Yeah, that we just put in, but that was 4 bolts. I'm sure that anybody that has done anything before with nuts and bolts know that 4 bolts isn't that complicated. So anyway, turn the light off. Let's bring you back out of here. So, hey, thanks again for hanging out with Wrenching with Rob. I know this probably gets a little monotonous after a while. Nuts and bolts really isn't that big of a deal, but I kind of like it. It's fun. This is the stuff that I like to do, even though I'm nasty and I probably have stuff all over my face. It's the stuff that other people don't really care to do and maybe don't have the know-how. So that's why we're doing all these videos. And so hopefully people down the road that are about to take on the same endeavors, like replacing a yoke seal, don't look at that like, oh man, I have to take that to some shop somewhere. And not bashing any shops, but a lot of this stuff, if you just have some patience and of course YouTube, you can look it up and see if somebody's done it before, and lo and behold, it really isn't that hard. They'll fight though. I'm telling you, everything that fights usually does, or can fight usually does. So, all right, again, I'm rambling, so have a good day. Thanks for hanging out with me and Wrenching with Rob. Till the next time, see you.